I'm listening to really, I have to say, my hero, my guiding light, my just my example, Cliff Ravenscraft. And Cliff, you may never hear this. I do go on your channel, your YouTube, and your live streams pretty much every day, any time that you're on there. You have been my faithful companion way out there in northern Kentucky, as you like to say, to this man here about your age, similar lifestyles here in Southern California in the LA area. I'm listening to the one right now, literally, I'm listening to it, the podcast that you have. By the way, if you're the listener here, I just want to let you into a little bit of how this man, this podcaster Cliff that I've never met, I've emailed with him, I think, once or twice. I've never spoken to him in person. I feel like I know him because of all the videos and such that I have enjoyed for many years, maybe 10 years, maybe longer. But anyway, so you know kind of how people can inspire you, even if you never meet them. And I hope I can be that way to you. But anyway, so Cliff has been, and I guess I'm going to do it as if I'm talking to you, Cliff. So Cliff, you've been that person in my life. And I was just listening to your latest podcast episode. By the way, if you're the listener, you can follow Cliff at cliffravenscraft.com. Or you can just go to Spotify or Apple and type in Cliff Ravenscraft and go from there. And you have been, Cliff, that voice, as I said. And in this episode, you're talking about all the behind the scenes of your income and how you're making only $2,000 a month and you need $20,000 a month to sustain your business and life. You have a wife, you have kids. You're a grown man. I don't think your wife works. You're taking out a line of credit. And yet, you have gone through a faith reconstruction. You lost a lot of clients because of that, being that a lot of people that follow you are Christians, like myself, by the way. I have continued to enjoy your content no matter what. I'm inspired by your life and your faith. Anyway, and here I am, literally today. I've been just afraid, anxious, fearful. And I'm hearing you talk about all the things that are currently going on as of today, July 2025. And you're saying, I'm not worried. I'm just not worried. I know, and you don't say God's got it, but basically that's what you're saying. Because the guy who you're talking to, Ralph, or I forget his name, he's saying you have belief, and that's all that matters. And you're saying, yep, that's all that matters. You believe that you will get through this. And you're not a famous, I don't know, like an Elon Musk or something. Everything that you do is genuinely coming out of your own heart, out of your own skills. And you're changing it every year. You're not an entrepreneur or a YouTuber that does the same thing every week or every year, which reminds me of me. And it's just amazing. Yesterday, I talked on my podcast about faith and moving mountains, and the storms come to build your foundation and to test your foundation. And I feel like my test is, I'm failing the test. I have things in my life related to my family, and my daughters are moving out, and my son is going through things, and my mommy's leaving this weekend, and I look at things and I think I have a job. My wife has a job. She's healthy. We're both strong. My daughters are moving to a dream place for a job that they both love, jobs that they both love. My son will be fine. He's home, and we'll get through some of these challenges. I do what I love to do. It's not a lot of money, but I love it. And yet my core feels so shaken. And I listen to you, Cliff, and I think this man is not a superhero. He's not made of steel. He just believes. He believes God. He believes in himself. He believes that it'll be okay. And you know what? I believe that too. It's just that I have so much other stuff, basically anxious thoughts and trauma from my childhood and all these things that maybe you don't have. I don't know. Maybe you do have it, and you're even more of a better man than I am. But because of that, blah blah blah, which are a bunch of excuses, I give in to these things all the time, to fear, to worry, to panic, to sadness, to loneliness, to you name it. And and it's not the first time. I've been dealing with these things for the last 5 years, since this and that and then this and then that, and yet the Bible says that sometimes the storms just keep coming. I mean, that's Matthew 7, the stuff I talked about yesterday. That the storms and the winds blow and the house doesn't fall because the wise man built his house upon wisdom, upon the words of God. I will never leave you nor forsake you. I got you. You're going to be okay. And God has shown me that over and over again. My wife had this scare last year, and she's great. My mom had a scare too about the same time, and she's great. Literally, she's here with us. We just got back from Hawaii. I've had so many concerns and things, and here I am, and I've been unemployed and lost jobs and felt so low and blah, 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 and here I am. And now my son is going through things, and guess what? God is going to hold him, and we're going to be just fine. But my mind, my fear says, nope, it's going to all fall apart. And my body rolls up into a ball in my stomach. I haven't eaten in like 3 days. I mean, I have eaten, but, not my normal glutton me. Maybe that's a good thing. Silver lining weight loss program. And I look and I listen to you, Cliff, and I think, even just your tone of voice on this podcast that I'm listening to with this guy, it's like you're making 20 grand a month and life is perfect. Oh yeah. And speaking of health, you've gained weight and you've been very honest about that. It's not something I usually talk about. I only talk about it because I also feel like, oh, I'm not like I used to be. And yet you're just not only open about it and vulnerable, but you are hopeful, and basically your house is built upon a rock, upon the rock that is Jesus. And you're the quote deconstructionist who no longer believes in the traditional faith. And here I am, Mr. Orthodox, and it's pretty crazy. I thank you, Cliff, for your example. How do I get there? That's my question. I know how, but my body, my chemicals, my brain, meaning my brain chemicals, seems like doesn't want to let me get there. It's just a matter of perspective. Once I hear good news, or once I have like, oh, this is going to be fine, or hey, here's this, my whole mood changes. But what about before? Why can't my mood be different in the storm like you seem to be? Like you are. I can't deny it. You sound like you have perspective, and I often don't. So thank you, Cliff, for your example, and I hope to get there soon by believing that God's got me, because I know he does. Thank you, Cliff. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time. Adios.